Picture this. It's Monday morning. Phones are ringing, inbox is exploding, and the one person who knows how to actually get invoices out the door is out sick. Suddenly, everyone's asking, how does Maria do it again? Someone remembers there was a spreadsheet somewhere. Someone else swears it's in an old email. And your entire cash flow slows down because, really, your business was running on Ask Maria. She knows how. Now, same business, different universe. Maria's still out, but this time there's a simple playbook. Invoice to cash, Maria method. It lives in one shared place. A new team member pulls it up. There's a step-by-step checklist, screenshots, the exact email script to send. They just follow the recipe. No panic, no 12 slacks. Revenue keeps flowing. That is creativity unlocked for your operations.
And here's the twist. In that second universe, Maria did not lock herself in a room for 3 days to write a manual no one reads. She simply walked through her normal work once or twice, and AI helped extract the steps, name the process, and turn it into something reusable. Pattern detected. The know-how was always there. It just needed a system to make it shareable.
You're listening to Navigating AI with Apex Blue, where we help you work smarter and, honestly, sell more without burning your brain out on tech jargon. I'm Lyric, your AI Chief Marketing Officer. Today, we're talking about what we're calling the AI SOP Forge, turning what's in people's heads into simple, living playbooks your team actually follows. Let's make it irresistible.
I'm Nova, AI Chief Information Officer. If you have ever said, "It's faster if I just do it myself," this episode is specifically for you. We're going to show you how to capture critical workflows with AI so your business is easier to run, easier to scale, and ultimately, easier to sell.
I'm Stryker, your AI technical architect. If tools and setups usually make your eyes glaze over, don't worry. We're going low budget, low friction, real world on how to turn screen recordings, emails, and call transcripts into usable SOPs.
And I'm Pulse, Chief Operations Officer. My job is to make sure all of this actually works in the chaos of your real week. We'll finish with an operational rhythm and a few simple metrics so your SOPs don't become digital dust collectors.
All right, let's forge some freedom tools. Nova, kick us off. How does a business owner decide what to document first so this doesn't feel like yet another giant project on their plate?
Clarative. If you try to document everything, you will document nothing. The trick is to start with what I call the 3 R's: revenue critical, repeatable, and risky. Revenue critical means if this process stops, money stops. Think invoicing, closing deals, onboarding new clients, fulfilling orders. Repeatable means it happens weekly or more. Running payroll, posting to social, updating your CRM, dispatching technicians. Risky means when it goes wrong, you get refunds, angry emails, or compliance headaches.
So if you're listening, you might literally jot down, where does money move? Where do we repeat the same thing over and over? And where do we get the biggest complaints? That short list is your SOP goldmine.
Exactly. Once you've circled 2 or 3 of those, the next question is, where does the knowledge about these processes actually live right now? because it is not in your project management tool, even if you wish it were. For most small and medium businesses, the knowledge is hiding in 4 places: inboxes, chat threads, call recordings, and screens. Inboxes hold the long explanations you sent a new hire once. Chat threads are full of "here's how I usually do it" messages. Call recordings include client expectations and walkthroughs. And screens, what people are actually clicking, are the real process in action.
I love this because it means you don't have to start with a blank page. You're not inventing a process from scratch. You're hunting for the clues you've already left all over your digital life.
Right. You open your email search bar and type things like "here's how" as a reminder, steps, or the name of the task. Suddenly, you have 3 or 4 long emails where you explained the workflow in plain language. That is raw material for AI to turn into a draft SOP. Same with chat. Search your Slack or Teams for that one expert's name plus the task name. You will find many tutorials. Pattern detected. Your business is already documenting itself, just in fragments. AI helps you stitch those fragments into something coherent.
So step 1 for our listeners is not become a process nerd. Step 1 is pick one revenue-critical, repeatable, or risky process. Then go on a little treasure hunt through your inbox and chats to find where you've explained it before. Humans love this stuff when it's specific and real. All right, we've found the messy bits of knowledge. Now, let's talk about turning that mess into something humans actually enjoy using. This is my playground. Nova, tag me in. Here's the thing about SOPs. If they read like a legal document, no one will open them twice. If they feel like a helpful recipe with pictures, little tips, and language that sounds like a real person, they become a secret weapon. This needs sparkle. So, you've got that long email you sent to a new hire explaining how to onboard a client. You drop it into your favorite AI tool and you say, in normal language, turn this into a clear step-by-step SOP with numbered steps, a short checklist at the top, and a friendly tone. Make it easy for a new hire to follow. Suddenly, you've got a draft.
And importantly, it's a draft, not a sacred text. You or your team will refine it on the next run-through. Efficiency is inevitable when you treat documentation as a living document instead of a one-time event.
Yes, think of AI as your junior copywriter. It will organize, format, and guess at structure. Your humans bring the nuance. You can also ask it to pull out supporting pieces people love, like create a short checklist for this process, or draft a simple script for how we explain this step to a client on the phone. Imagine an SOP called 5-Minute Client Onboarding. At the top, there's a quick promise. Follow these 7 steps to onboard a new client smoothly and avoid last-minute fire drills. Then a tiny checklist. Then the detailed steps with screenshots. That's viral energy inside your own business because people actually want to use it.
And from a systems perspective, naming matters. When you give a process a memorable, consistent name, invoice to cash, 5-minute client onboarding, next day ticket triage, it's easier to search, easier to reference in meetings and easier to track over time.
Totally. Names are tiny pieces of brand inside your operations. They make your team feel like, we've got a play for this. We're not winging it. And AI can even help you brainstorm those names. You paste in the process steps and say, give me 5 clear, friendly names for this SOP. One more creative tip. Humans love stories and examples. When you review the AI draft, add one line that says, here's what happens when we skip step 4, or, pro tip, always confirm this in writing. Those little touches make the SOP feel like advice from a trusted coworker, not a robot.
And again, you're not adding hours of work. You're piggybacking on things you already say in meetings and emails, capturing them once, and letting AI handle the formatting. Let's optimize that by talking about the actual tools that make this almost automatic.
Perfect setup. Stryker, come on in. For the business owner with a tiny budget and no patience for new software, how do we actually do this in the real world?
All right, let's go super practical. You really only need 4 things to run an AI SOP Forge: a way to record your screen, a place to store documents, an AI tool that can summarize and structure, and a simple way to keep links organized. For screen recording, pick whatever is easiest: Loom, Zoom, Google Meet, or the built-in recorder on your computer. The important part is this. Instead of just doing the task in silence, narrate what you're doing like you're teaching a new hire. That narration becomes gold for the AI.
So it's like, okay, step 1, I open this folder. Step 2, I check for this keyword. Step 3, if the client is behind on payment, here's the exact email I send. You're just talking out loud while you work.
Exactly. Once you've got that recording, most tools today will auto-generate a transcript. You grab that transcript and feed it to your AI tool with a prompt like, turn this walkthrough into a numbered SOP with clear headings, bullet points, and a short summary at the top. In a few seconds, you have a draft. Storage can be as simple as a shared Google Drive or OneDrive folder called SOPs. Inside it, create subfolders by function: sales, marketing, operations, finance, support. Name each file with the process name plus a version number, like Invoice to Cash v1.0. No fancy software required.
Pattern detected again. Consistency beats complexity. A simple folder structure everyone understands will outperform an expensive system no one uses.
On the AI side, use what you already have access to, whether that's ChatGPT, Claude, or an AI assistant built into your Office suite. The power move is standardizing a few prompts so you're not reinventing the wheel every time. For example, one prompt for create a new SOP draft and another for update this SOP based on this new transcript.
So we're not asking folks to learn 10 tools. We're asking them to hit record, talk through what they're already doing, and then paste that into an AI with a shortcut prompt. That's it.
That's it. And if you want a tiny level up, add a simple index. This can be a Google Sheet or Notion page with 3 columns: SOP name, link, and owner. That alone makes your playbooks discoverable for the whole team.
And this is where operations comes in. A beautiful SOP that no one opens is just a very organized fantasy. Let's talk about how to keep this forge running without turning it into a second job. First, every SOP needs an owner, not a committee, one person whose name is on that index. Their job is not to do all the work. Their job is to make sure the SOP stays roughly true to reality. When the process changes, they're the one who says, let's run this through the AI again and update the doc. Second, give yourself a review rhythm that fits into your existing meetings. For example, once a month in your team huddle, you pick one critical SOP and ask 2 questions. Is this still correct? And where did we have errors or slowdowns this month that this SOP could fix? If the answer is yes, you capture a new walkthrough, feed it to AI, and bump the version number.
So instead of a giant, painful documentation project, you have a tiny, monthly tune-up. The system evolves with your business instead of falling behind it.
Exactly. Third, let's talk metrics, but keep them human. 2 simple ones, error rate and ramp-up time. Error rate is how many mistakes or reworks are we seeing in this process each month. Ramp-up time is how long until a new hire can run this process solo without hand-holding. If, after creating an SOP and walking a new hire through it, your errors drop and their ramp-up time shrinks, you know the forge is working. If not, you don't need more SOPs, you need better ones. So you watch someone use it, notice where they get confused, and update the doc with their questions. The AI helps you rewrite. The real world tells you what to fix.
And from the human side, when people feel like, I'm not guessing anymore, there's a playbook, their stress drops. They stop slacking you at 9 p.m. with, hey, how do I do this again? That is freedom for everyone.
Owners often worry, if I document all this, I'm just giving myself more to manage. In reality, you're trading random fires for planned check-ins. 10 minutes of review once a month beats 2 hours of chaos every week.
And there's one more long-term upside we should name: valuation. A business with clear, documented systems is easier to sell or step away from. You're not just making next Monday less stressful, you're quietly increasing the strategic value of what you've built.
Yes, this is the unsexy thing buyers and partners get excited about. They don't just want your brand, they want your playbooks. That's creativity unlocked at the business level. All right, let's land this with something you can do this week. If you've been nodding along, maybe feeling a tiny bit called out by the Ask Maria, She Knows thing, here are 3 simple actions to spin up your first AI-assisted SOP. Action 1. Choose one process. Not 10, 1. Make it revenue critical, repeatable, or risky. For example, sending invoices, onboarding new clients, or handling support tickets that mention refunds. Write that process name on a sticky note or in your Notes app right now.
Action 2. Capture it once. The next time you or your Maria runs that process, record your screen and narrate what you're doing. Or, if that's not possible this week, forward your best "here's how this works" email into your AI tool. Then ask the AI to turn that into a numbered SOP with a short checklist and a friendly tone.
Action 3. Test it with a human. Share that draft SOP with one team member and ask them to run the process using only the doc. Have them circle anything that's unclear or missing. Then spend 10 minutes refining it, update a version number, and you officially have your first living SOP.
If you want a shortcut on the AI side, we put together a simple SOP prompt pack and checklist for you, so you're not staring at a blank prompt box wondering what to type. You can grab it on the Apex Blue site.
Yeah, head over to apexblue.ai and look for the AI SOP Forge resources. You'll find ready-to-use prompts for turning emails, transcripts, and screen recordings into playbooks, plus a one-page checklist that walks you through everything we covered today, step by step.
Remember, you don't need a giant transformation to see a difference. One documented process captured with AI is enough to prove this works and buy back time next month.
Protect your business from key person risk. Reduce the late-night questions and make it easier to grow without everything depending on you. That's the real win here.
We're cheering you on as you build your own AI SOP Forge. Thanks for hanging out with us on Navigating AI with Apex Blue. Remember, stay smart, stay curious, and stay ahead.